Hey, I hope everybody's doing well today. I want to talk today about a book that I read about it earlier this year. It actually took me several months to finally read it. My mentor recommended I read it, and I'm glad I picked it up and read it. It's a book called Leadership and Self-Deception. Leadership and Self-Deception, powerful book, and talks about some key principles of getting out of the box in your thinking. Can you imagine what it's like to have actual results in your life already? Can you imagine what it's like to actually influence people in a positive direction? Well, let's talk about getting out of the box in our thinking. How do we actually help people, and really, how do we set ourselves up to properly be able to help people as our mentors and as the mentors and authors of these books have taught us? How do we actually start that out? Now for me, I needed this book before I actually read it. It took me several months to actually open the book and read it, but when I read it, man, what a powerful book it was to read several months ago when I read it. But there's a couple things that get in the way that keep us in our minds inside the box. You see, we want to get out of the box. We want to start seeing people differently and start influencing people differently in a positive direction. And there's something that gets in the way. It's this crazy word, pride. Pride and ego. You see, often our distorted opinion of others keeps us from seeing people as people and causes us to see people as objects. Our own distorted picture of others causes us to see people the wrong way. And that's our pride. We've got to get rid of that. You see, jealousy is the rage of a man. If somebody else is more successful than me, I'm okay with that. I don't want to have my ego in the way. I'd rather go learn from that person. If he has one little thing he can teach me, I'm okay with that. Because I want to learn as much as I can from people that have some success in some area of their life. And so I want to get my ego and my pride out of the way. Constantly getting it out of the way. So number one, to getting out of the box, we need to realize that we don't know what we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And there's a lot of things we can do. We need to open up books. We need to listen to good information. We need to hang around, associate with people smarter than us because we don't know what we don't know. And it's called self-betrayal. Oftentimes we think, I know that already. When we make that statement, be careful, be cautious, you might be betraying yourself. Because it's often, I made that statement many times in my life where I realized, oh, that's okay, I don't need that, I know it already. And you might know it already. But be willing to admit you don't. Be willing to take on the demeanor of, what can I learn from you? Because you're a person just like me. You're not an object. You're a person. I don't want to self-betray myself. I don't want to betray myself into thinking I'm better than I am. Number two, I don't want to try and be perfect. I just want to try and be better. I use what's called, Orrin Woodward teaches it, it's called the PDCA process. Plan, do, check, adjust. And I constantly want to do that throughout the day. Now, I'm not perfect at it, but I'm trying to get better. You see the plan, do, check, adjust. I want to constantly PDCA throughout the day in many, many different areas of my life. If I'm on the phone with somebody and I hang up the phone, I want to PDCA that phone call right away. If I write an email and send it off, I want to PDCA it right away to constantly make it better. As better as I can. I want to always be trying to get better. And number three, I want to make sure I use these principles in my life and never insist that somebody else use them in theirs. Because see, there's that pride again. There's that pride of, hey, I'm getting better than everybody else. They should be using the principles I'm using. And see, that's be careful with that ego and that pride that gets in the way. We want to make sure we focus on serving other people. Serving other people. It's called servant leadership for a reason. Because you're serving. You're not doing things for your benefit. You're doing things for the benefit of others. Isn't that what good sales is? Is selling things to people, offering products and services that are good for them and not you? Isn't that what it is? So let's get our ego out of the way. How do we get out of the box? Realize you don't know what you don't know. Plan, do, check, adjust. Realize don't beat yourself into perfection. Just plan, do, check, adjust constantly throughout your life. And thirdly, use these principles in your life. It's very important. Use these principles in your life and then focus on serving others. Don't be afraid to apologize to people. If you hurt somebody, don't be afraid to go back and apologize. There's nothing wrong with that. And And let's get out of the box in our thinking. Let's learn to open up and actually truly develop ourselves in a positive direction while we also develop others in a positive direction. Thanks for watching today. And remember, the learning never does stop. It always keeps going. Keep on learning something good today.